My name is Koichi Ariake. I'm a 26-year-old engineer working at Furue Technology. This is a mid-sized IT company that has been around for over 20 years, offering good pay and plenty of benefits. On top of that, there's hardly any overtime. It's been 4 years since I joined, thinking it was a great place to work, and while the promises were true, I never thought the work would be this boring. Furue Technology is a company that manages the IT infrastructure of its group companies. We handle the operation and maintenance of servers and networks for the entire group, playing an important role. If something goes wrong, we need to respond immediately, or the whole group will be affected. It's a job with serious responsibilities, or at least that's what I was told when I was a rookie. But troubles happen maybe once a month, if any. Every day, I just follow the same steps to check the system. This is boring. Do I have to keep doing this for years? This movie is hilarious. I heard that voice from beside me. That's Shota Mishiba, a 28-year-old engineer and my senior. This guy, he spends most of his work hours watching movies or playing mobile games. Not just him, but many people in the company pass the time doing unrelated tasks. As long as you handle emergency troubleshooting and the daily screen operations, you are free to do whatever you like in this company. When I first joined, I tried to be proactive. If we implement this system, it would significantly improve efficiency. It also has great scalability for the future. No, why would we increase it? We are already bored as it is. That's when I realized what the company atmosphere was like. I knew it was pointless to speak up, so from then on, I just sat back and collected my paycheck. I know it's an easy job, but... Then one day, I was called out by my friend from college, Katsuyoshi Eto, and heard some surprising news. You are starting your own game company? But you were so happy to get into a good company. Yeah, I came up with this amazing idea. But they told me it wouldn't fly at the company, so I decided to go for it. So Koichi, will you join me? You said you wanted to make games, right? Having you as an engineer would be a great help. That's a lot to ask on short notice. Alright, then just listen to my presentation first. I even prepared materials. For about an hour, Katsuyoshi presented his game idea to me. If you match two number 1 cherries, they turn into number 2 strawberries, and ultimately, you aim for number 8 watermelon. A simple one-idea indie game designed for easy reactions and gameplay for streamers, huh? As expected from someone who worked at a famous game company, the plan is solid and on trend. With a game this small in scale, Katsuyoshi and I should be able to handle it ourselves. You know, if I'm gonna work, I want it to be for a dream. I want to focus on something meaningful. The word meaningful shakes me even more. I've been feeling uneasy and unfulfilled in my current job. I want to do more fulfilling work. Alright, let's do it! Really? Thanks! And so, I chose to walk the path with Katsuyoshi. Shortly afterward, I began preparing to leave the company. The rumor had already spread, and I became the subject of ridicule among my colleagues. He's quitting, and apparently starting a game company with his college buddy.
What an idiot. Acting like a kid at his age? He finally got into such a good company too.
Good pay, good benefits, an easy job with no overtime, and you can watch movies at work. Leaving such a great workplace? It's obvious he'll regret it later. Sure, this company might be perfect for people like Mishiba-senpai. But no matter how many years I spend here, my skills won't improve. No matter what they say, I had no doubts left. Thus began the days of relentless work at the new company, Lovekoi Games, far beyond what I had imagined. Look at all these bugs! There's no way we can handle this alone! Should we just hire some debuggers? No, our funds are limited. If we're going to spend, it should go toward game resources. I'll power through the testing and bug fixing myself. Cutting down 100 test cases. Koichi, I'm glad I asked you to join. I'm going in too. Energy drink elixir. It felt like time, which had been stagnant, suddenly started moving, and I was on fire. After that, number 8 Watermelon was successfully released, becoming a massive success that even sparked a brief internet craze. We used the sales from that to expand the company, with Katsuyoshi as CEO and me as vice president and general producer. Daily study became essential. During lunch breaks, on the commute, I was always studying game development. So this development tool is trending now. It does seem convenient. I've been looking into it too. I have a development environment set up at home. Really? Then can you teach me sometime? I didn't have weekends off, and in modern terms, it was extremely black or unethical, but I was full of fulfillment. After several failures, we had a string of hits. Then a new opportunity arose for Lovekoi Games. Everyone, we've secured a deal to develop and run the social game for that popular IP. Really? If we develop the social game for that hit manga, our company's recognition will skyrocket. Let's start recruiting more staff immediately. The social game was a huge success, supporting Lovekoi Games' operations for over 5 years. With that revenue, 5 years after its founding, Lovekoi Games finally began developing a consumer game. It means a video game, and it's vastly different from a social game in terms of budget, time, and personnel, but it's also more rewarding because you can put so much into it. The time has finally come. It felt both long and short. Has it already been 5 years? It's gone by in a flash because I've been so busy every day. We can do this with our current team. Let's keep recruiting more people as we go. We now have about 150 employees, but with this, our team will continue to grow. Meanwhile, a wave of change was finally hitting Furui Technology. Wait, the entire group is revamping its system? Yes, and we'll need to update our systems to match. We'll be dealing with more issues for a while, so it's gonna get busy. Seriously? That's such a hassle. Well, I'll just do the usual half-assed job, and I'll be fine. After 2 years of development, Lovekoi Quest sold 200,000 copies, becoming a hit. It received an unexpectedly strong response from overseas, leading to a series, which now has over 800,000 copies sold. Other hits followed, and now, 10 years since the founding of Lovekoi Games, it has grown into a company with over 300 employees. Alright, the plan is starting to come together. Let's refine this for the next planning meeting and call it a day.
Yes, thank you.
This is Kaho Taketani, a 24-year-old planner who joined 2 years ago. She learned about us through Lovekoi Quest, and her passion is second to none among the employees.
I'm exhausted. Vice President, would you like some coffee? I can make you some. I've already brought some. Here you go, both of you.
Thank you, Mizawa-san. This is Yukine Umezawa, a 29-year-old planner who has worked various jobs before settling here 2 years ago. Though they're different in age, she and Kaho joined around the same time, making them both colleagues and rivals.
I thought the Vice President didn't get involved in development.
I'm only not involved with Lovekoi Quest. I plan to step back entirely from it in the future.
It's a series after all. I really enjoy working with you, Vice President, so it's a bit disappointing.
Thank you. I'd love to be more involved, but it's tough with the organizational structure. But I still want to keep working as a developer, so if you all agree, I'd love to get involved.
Of course!
A few days later, I had an appointment to meet with the two of them for a meeting at a cafe. It was a new place I had been wanting to try.
The Vice President said he'd be a bit late because a meeting ran long. He's in high demand everywhere. It's great to see how everyone relies on him. He's so passionate. You're passionate enough yourself. More than me, at least. Huh? Umezawa-san? I hardly played games before I joined this company. I'm terrible at pretending, putting up a front or flattering others. I can't help but argue until I'm satisfied, no matter who I'm talking to. I can't see that in you, Umezawa-san. That's why I've always clashed with someone at every workplace and ended up leaving. I've been rejected in so many interviews, and even the jobs I finally got didn't last. This company was just one of many I applied to. But during the interview, the vice president told me this.
Wanted to discuss things until you're satisfied is a strength. It means you take your work seriously.
But won't that kind of employee be a hassle for the company?
Here we debate for 5 hours over a character's outfit. The president and I have always been stubborn. So, working with someone like you might help us create something even better. Would you like to work here?
I felt saved by those words. I wanted to work hard for this person. But compared to others, my passion for games is low. And I hear you had us as your first choice, so... That's not true. I'm actually envious of how efficient you are, Umezawa-san. I've been a fan of Love Koi Quest and knew about the vice president even before I joined. I was so excited when I found out we'd be working together. But I'm slow at work, lack skills, and I'm not very smart. I'm honestly overwhelmed by the skill gap, especially with someone like you who's so driven. Well, he's probably just one of those people who were born to do this work. We're in different leagues.
That's a bit of an overstatement. I wasn't born to make games. I spoke up from behind the two of them.
Vice President, how long have you been listening?
Sorry, it was an interesting conversation, so I couldn't help myself. I sat down and called a waiter to place an order. Before getting to the main topic, I continued the conversation. I used to spend my days doing nothing but the same repetitive tasks in a company that had no productivity. Of course, I liked games and wanted to develop them, but without the president's invitation, I wouldn't have taken the plunge. But after making games, seeing so many people enjoy them, and meeting colleagues like you, it's okay for passion and purpose to come later. The important thing is to keep moving forward, even just a little.
You're right, Vice President. Thank you. I'm going to work hard to become someone like you, Vice President.
Just then, a waiter, who had finished serving another customer, came to take her order. Have you decided on your order yet? Wait, Ariake? Huh? Could it be Mishiba-senpai? The waiter was none other than Shota Mishiba, the senior I used to work with at Furui Technology. Yo, what a coincidence meeting you here. Yes, it is. So, since then... I was about to ask how things have been, but stopped myself at the last moment. I remembered hearing from Katsuyoshi that there were rumors about turmoil within Furui Technology. And now, Mishiba-senpai is working as a waiter at a cafe. I could guess what might have happened. After you quit, the whole group slowly started moving toward updating the system. Naturally, Furui Technology, which handled the infrastructure, also needed to change its system, but they couldn't update it, right? Because the system was too old. It's a 20-year-old system. Nobody knew how it worked. How could we update it? Yes, the downside of an outdated system. The impact fell more on the people inside the company than the company itself. So we ended up having to rebuild the system from scratch. Even without hearing the details, I knew how it ended. They only knew how to operate that system. No, they didn't even know how to operate it. They just followed the manual and performed the same steps every day. So when the system was replaced, they had to start learning from scratch, but they couldn't keep up. That's understandable. After nearly 10 years of slacking off, their diligence must have rusted. In the end, I, along with many others, were laid off. They said we were useless. I've been scraping by on part-time jobs and looking for work for nearly 2 years now. But this is how I am. What are you doing now, Ariake? You left to start a game company, right? Well, since you're from Furui Technology, business must be tough, huh? Close to bankruptcy? We're still going. I'm currently the vice president and producer. Vice president? What company? Love Koi Games, but... Huh? The company that developed Love Koi Quest? Suddenly, Mishiba-senpai moved closer to me, putting on a fake smile. Hey, Ariake, Hire me. We used to work together, right? Huh? I can't make such decisions on the spot. Please apply through the recruitment page. Don't say that! I'm begging you! It's all up to you! Mishiba-senpai blatantly asks for backdoor entry, making Umezawa-san and Taketani-san uncomfortable. Don't worry, even I can make a game. Plus, I was an engineer until recently, so I'm an immediate asset, right?
Make a game? Immediate asset.
The two who had been watching silently finally flinched. By the way, do you play games often? Huh? Nah, I mean, I'm too old for games. You don't play either, right? You're just making them. I spend about 20 hours a week gaming. What? Seriously? Must be nice being a vice president, huh?
Huh?
Both of them shouted in anger, stepping up to Mishiba-senpai.
Don't joke about Vice President being free, even as a joke. I'd love to show you how many reference books are piled on the Vice President's desk. He leaves the office early because he doesn't want to burden the employees. But he works harder, studies more, and finds time to game. Everyone knows this.
Overwhelmed by the two, Mishiba-senpai falters.
If you're an immediate asset as an engineer, why are you still job hunting? Well, from what I've heard, it sounds like the technology you were using isn't in demand anymore.
What? It's not my fault. That's all they needed at work. Then the company laid me off. It's not my fault. It's the company's fault for not teaching me more. And society too. This country's too hard on professionals who specialize in one skill. Traditional skilled workers should be protected by the government. Don't you agree? His relentless self-defense was unbearable to listen to, leaving everyone at the table speechless and grimacing. Sure, protecting traditional skilled workers is important, but blaming the company or the country for your lack of skills is wrong. And Mishiba-senpai's skills are more outdated than traditional.
I also tend to speak frankly in interviews, but not to this extent. I'm starting to get a headache.
Even if he hired you now, Mishiba-senpai, you wouldn't be able to keep up with that attitude. What was common knowledge a few years ago could be the opposite a few years later. That's a daily occurrence in this industry. So if you don't keep studying and honing your skills, you'll easily be left behind. You're paying the price now for coasting through life without self-improvement. Damn it! Don't get all high and mighty just because you're a vice president. You're just a lucky bastard who got invited by an old friend at the right time and rode the wave. If I had the same chance, I'd... That's not something I can let slide. The person who spoke up wasn't me, but someone who had just arrived on the scene. You sound like Koichi succeeded without any effort. You have no idea.
President Eto, what are you doing here?
I came to pass on some information about our next meeting. I heard from Koichi that you'd be here. I saw the commotion, so I watched for a bit, but I couldn't stand your nonsense anymore. Katsuyoshi answered, glaring at Mishiba-senpai with an expression I had never seen before. For the past 10 years, I've seen how hard Koichi has worked. I won't tolerate anyone insulting my best friend. If you had been working hard and honing your skills daily, you wouldn't have been laid off, would you? Even the company judged you to be a useless employee. You didn't build trust with them. That's the reality. The difference between you and Koichi isn't luck. It's the difference between how seriously you've taken your job and what you've built up over time. Take back what you said about Koichi. Right now. Shut up! I didn't do anything wrong. Hi. You guys don't understand anything. With that, Mishiba-senpai ran off.
He left without even taking our order.
I listened to the sighs of the two and thanked them. Thanks, everyone. After that, the chef from the kitchen came out in a panic, apologizing profusely, and the matter was resolved. Now, as for Mishiba-senpai, I'm nearly 40. Nobody will hire me. Damn, my back hurts. Hey newbie, what's taking so long? Hurry up and move it. It seems he's been scraping by, moving from one part-time job to another. Damn it! Being bossed around by some kid! Judging by this, it seems unlikely he'll change anytime soon. Since then, Umezawa-san and Takitani-san have become even more motivated and passionate about their work.
Vice President, my proposal is done. Please check it. No, mine was finished first. So please check mine first.
You both finished already? There's still more than 2 days until the deadline.
After hearing your words that day, I couldn't just sit around and rest. I realized I need to push myself harder. I'm going to work harder than anyone to be recognized by you, Vice President. Please continue to guide and support me, Vice President. And I'm going to make sure you see me not just as a colleague, but as a woman. Before her.
Whoa, the energy from both of them is intense. Why are they like this? Haha, you're quite clueless, Koichi. No matter the workplace or job, if you don't maintain your drive to improve, you'll eventually be left behind by the times. But as long as you don't neglect that effort, I believe you can continue to walk your path, unaffected by changes in the times. Now, as Vice President, I can't always remain a developer. But from now on, I'll do my best to make this company a place where employees can pursue their dreams and find fulfillment. It's been a while since I went outside. I've been cooped up at home lately, so I'm seriously out of shape. My name is Yuzuru Sawamura, a 38-year-old masked novelist without much fame.
Oh, this is the new release everyone's been talking about, right? Wow, I'm thinking of giving it a read. I've been curious about it too. I heard there's already talk of a movie adaptation.
Nowadays, there are plenty of online platforms where you can share your work, making the path to becoming a novelist more open than ever. In fact, I made my debut after winning the grand prize in a contest on one of those platforms. When I was little, my favorite thing was to have my mom read me picture books every night before bed. Mom, why does this boy keep going even though it's so tough for him?
Well, what do you think, Yuzu? Mommy thinks.
Talking about the books with my mom was something I always looked forward to. Before long, I started coming up with my own stories, and I would ask my mom for her thoughts. Seeing her happy face as she read my stories, that was the first step toward my dream of becoming a novelist. I fulfilled my dream, but for some reason, my heart still feels heavy. I wish I could have shown it to you, Mom. My mom passed away when I was in middle school due to an illness. Maybe it's the absence of my mom, who was the origin of my dream, that's weighing on my heart. When I get home, I'll put this on her altar. That thought was in my mind as I left the store. A wave of dizziness hit me, and I crouched down instinctively. Damn, I haven't walked this much in a while. It must be the anemia again. I can faintly hear people whispering and glancing at me, but I can't lift my head. Just as despair began to well up inside me, thinking, here we go again, it happened.
Are you okay?
A woman hurried over and started rubbing my back, trying her best to help me. Hey, Horiuchi, what are you doing? We've got an appointment to get to. Forget that broke-looking guy.
Should I call an ambulance? If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know.
Thank you. But don't you have an important appointment to get to? I'll be fine.
You're looking too pale to just leave you here.
The woman, called Horiuchi, said firmly without hesitation, while the man with her grumbled irritably.
Don't worry about him. Just take a deep breath and relax. Toritaka-senpai, I'm sorry, but I don't think I can make it to today's appointment. Could you handle it for me?
What? Are you kidding me? You're just going to bail on a job you already accepted?
Feel free to report me or whatever. I'll explain the situation to the client myself.
While still supporting my body, she firmly rejected his demands. Toritaka clicked his tongue in annoyance, and, giving up, turned on his heel to leave. Tch! Weakling! Should have just stayed home and let your mommy take care of you. And you! Flirting with a guy like that won't get you anywhere, you country bumpkin! Even after hearing such heartless words, she stayed by my side, offering her kindness. I'm so sorry. This is all my fault.
Please don't apologize. I made this choice on my own, so you're not to blame. If anything, I should be the one apologizing for how awful my colleague was.
No, I mean, you were working, right? Is everything okay with that?
Yes. To tell you the truth, I was just dragged along. I don't really care about the rest.
She spoke in an unbothered, matter-of-fact tone, and somehow, that put me at ease. 3 days after that, I invited Horiuchi Nozomi out to lunch to thank her. Thank you again for helping me the other day, Horiuchi-san. Please order whatever you like. It's my treat today.
Thank you very much. How are you feeling since then?
I'm fine. I think the dizziness was just because I hadn't walked that much in a while. I have anemia, and I've often fainted since I was a kid. It's a little embarrassing.
It's nothing to be embarrassed about. Only those who have anemia can really understand how hard it is. When I saw you crouching there, my body moved on its own before I knew it. You never know what kind of struggles someone is going through, so I just want to help when I see someone in need. Don't worry about work either. It's really okay.
She's so kind. Horiuchi-san said it as if it were the most natural thing in the world. And then, she started looking at the menu with sparkling eyes. Horiuchi-san, what kind of work do you do?
I work as a delivery staff for Love Dinner. I deliver bento boxes directly to customers, and I find the job very rewarding.
I see. That sounds like a wonderful job.
Yuzuru-san, are you feeling okay? You don't look too well.
I'm fine. I'm just impressed with your delivery job. It sounds amazing. After that, I told her that I'm a novelist. Since Horiuchi-san loves reading, she listened with eyes full of excitement.
I'll definitely read one of your novels, Yuzuru-san. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Horiuchi-san. We spent the rest of the day chatting and having a great time, though it was supposed to be me thanking her. Meanwhile, an event was unfolding at Horiuchi-san's workplace that I wasn't aware of. Her workplace is called Love Romance Corporative, a company that not only delivers handmade dinners to its customers, but also manages corporative products in stores. Oh my, Yakumo-kun! You came all the way here to visit us? I'm so sorry for the trouble! The one being found over by the much older branch manager is Yakumo Kakeru, a 38-year-old elite who came from headquarters.
Oh my gosh, he's so handsome. Yakumo-san, the new area manager, is just as dreamy as the rumors said.
As you can see, this man is a dashing heartthrob, adored by all the female employees.
Let's see. Today's deliveries are...
Horiuchi-san's role is to deliver dinner bento boxes to customers' homes. Horiuchi-san, good work. How's everything going?
Good work, sir. I'm getting used to the job, thanks to your support.
That's good to hear. If you ever have any problems, don't hesitate to contact headquarters.
Yes, thank you very much. Hey, you! You weren't trying to play the helpless girl act with Yakumo-san, were you?
As soon as Yakumo left the office, Yokuno Kyuka, who started working at the same time as Horiuchi-san, snapped at her. She crossed her arms, glaring down at the smaller Horiuchi.
That's not it at all. I just spoke with him once at headquarters. Aha! So you did. Don't think you're going to get ahead just because a handsome guy's looking out for you. That's not true. Here, you're taking my delivery route today. What? But, oh, it's fine, right? What if the customers go hungry because you didn't deliver their meals? Think of their sad, empty bellies.
Yokuno didn't like that the other employees took notice of Horiuchi-san's efforts, so she frequently dumped her work on her. That sounds awful. Since that day, Horiuchi and I had been keeping in touch. Today, we watched a movie together and then came to this park. And just now, I heard about what's been happening at her workplace. My expression hardened.
Yes, I could handle it because my delivery load isn't too high. But it's frustrating that I can't speak up for myself. Actually, the day we met, my senior dragged me along to help with his sales visits.
I found out that Toritaka works in sales for Love Romance Corporative and often makes Horiuchi help him with his pitches.
I really need to get home after this.
A rich old guy said he's willing to listen if it's about you. You should be grateful I'm giving you work, you useless nobody.
Ha! Right? Have fun!
Horiuchi even tried consulting the branch manager about the constant work being dumped on her. In this office, we all help each other out. That's what makes a good team. Do you think you're special or something? With that kind of attitude, you'll never make it here. There were even people before you who used their health issues as an excuse to inconvenience everyone else. The branch manager's response was basically telling her to suck it up. In other words, he was just avoiding conflict. And on top of that, he pressured her not to escalate things to headquarters.
Even so, I'm just grateful to have a job. I love what I do and I want to keep going. I don't want to give up.
I don't know all the details of her situation, but her strength and determination really struck me. You're amazing, Horiuchi-san. I ran away from my problems.
Huh?
You're incredible, Horiuchi-san. You helped me without hesitation, and I think you're such a strong and kind person. But why do you push yourself so hard? Why do you say you're just grateful to have a job?
That's because...
We continued talking for about an hour. By the end of it, we promised to meet again, and that day came to a close. If you want to achieve your goals, you can't be picky about how you get there, huh? Yeah, that's exactly how I've lived. That night, Toritaka Jushi was at home, reading a book with a satisfied grin on his face. The author's words really hit home. I can't wait for their next novel. Words are powerful things, aren't they? The way they change depending on the person reading them. So, I'll keep doing whatever it takes. Horiuchi, you'll keep coming along on my sales visits. Of course, the meaning of those words can also be twisted depending on the reader's own interpretation. Meanwhile, I was busy finishing up my latest manuscript, as my deadline loomed closer. Phew, looks like I'm almost done. Because I had been so focused on writing, I hadn't seen Horiuchi-san in a while. Knowing what she was going through at work, I found myself thinking about her more often, which caused my writing to come to a halt. I hope Horiuchi-san is doing okay. Looking on my bookshelf, I noticed the many reference books lined up. Most of them I hadn't touched in years. I reached out for one of those books, but then my phone rang. Hello? Seeing the name on the caller ID, I answered without hesitation. We chatted for a bit before getting to the main topic. Any drowsiness I had from my late-night writing vanished. Yeah, I've made up my mind. Looks like our contract numbers are down. Maybe I'll make that girl help me again. A few days later, Toritaka was still exploiting Horiuchi-san at work. Toritaka-kun? Huh? Yakumo-san? Oh, you're doing another site visit today? Yeah. By the way, Toritaka-kun, would you mind coming to headquarters with me later? There's someone I would like to introduce you to. Huh? Me? Who do you want to introduce me to? When they arrived at headquarters, the person waiting in the conference room was me. Thank you for coming all this way. Nice to meet you. I'm Toritaka. Yes, it's me. I wonder if I look better than that day he ignored me, now that I have a suit on. Yes, we meet again. Do you remember me, Toritaka-san? What? Don't you remember? About a month ago, you walked past a man who was crouched on the side of the road, looking unwell. Toritaka stared at me, clearly not recognizing me. But as my words began to sink in, a faint look of realization appeared on his face. He glanced around nervously, clearly searching for an excuse. Sorry, I don't really remember something like that. Really? I remember it very well. You told your colleague to leave me there because I didn't look like I had any money. You walked right past me, but Horiuchi-san stayed and helped. Toritaka looked flustered. I decided there was no point dragging this out, so I handed him my business card. I apologize for not introducing myself earlier. I'm Sawamura Yuzuru, recently hired by the Love Romance Corporative headquarters. Huh? Wait, you're new here? So you're actually my junior then? For a second there, I thought you were someone important from one of our business partners. The moment he realized I was new, his attitude completely changed. He was clearly the type of person who looked down on anyone he deemed beneath him. What's your tone? What? What did I do wrong? Do you have any idea who you're talking to right now? This man is the one who developed the majority of the systems our company uses every day. Wait, you mean the guy who used to work here? The genius engineer who helped the Love Romance Cooperative grow? That's right. This is Sawamura Yuzuru, my former colleague and my best friend. I joined the Love Romance Cooperative as a fresh graduate and worked here for 6 years. I was assigned to the system development team, where I helped build the systems the company still uses today. But, hey, Yuzuru, are you okay? Over time, my health began to deteriorate, and I started collapsing at work. I started missing more and more work, and soon enough, I began to feel like a burden to the company. Unable to bear the thought of being a hindrance, I decided to leave the Love Romance Cooperative when I was 30. Even though I had achieved my dream, a cloud still hung over my heart. I left behind colleagues who had shared my vision and completely lost confidence in myself. I felt ashamed of running away and couldn't forgive myself for it. Yuzuru, please reconsider. We will need you. No one can replace you. That phone call was from Yakumo, my former colleague and best friend, asking me to return. And that's when I made my decision to come back. Though I've been gone for many years, meeting Horyuchi-san gave me the courage to return. It's true, I've got a big gap to fill after being away for so long. If you want to treat me like a junior, go ahead. But I won't lose to you. Not at work, and especially not when it comes to how you've treated Horyuchi-san. Toritaka couldn't find the words to respond. He looked like he wanted to say something, but nothing came out. Toritaka, the reason I've been visiting your branch so frequently is because we've been getting reports from other staff and even customers. Reports that you, along with the branch manager and Yokuno, have been taking advantage of Horyuchi-san's kindness to dump your work on her. What? It was my best friend who delivered the final blow. Thanks to this character, Horyuchi-san had been able to confide in him. Yakumo had been visiting the branch to investigate the internal problems, specifically how Horyuchi-san had been treated. I'm writing up a full report on your behavior and sending it to headquarters. The branch manager's in it too. Wait, please! Samura-san, I'm really sorry about what happened. Can't you help me out here? Oh, right. You like books, don't you? I've been really into a novel lately, and... In his panic, Toritaka tried to change the subject to something completely unrelated. He was grasping at straws. This protagonist doesn't care about the means, as long as they achieve their goal, and it really spoke to me. Thank you for reading my novel, Toritaka-san. Huh? Actually, I'm the one who wrote that book. I'm honored you enjoyed it. Well, I would be, if you hadn't misunderstood it so badly. The protagonist I wrote wasn't someone who'd hurt others or belittle them to get what they want. I guess it's up to the reader's interpretation, but I'm disappointed. I guess I still have a lot to learn as a writer. You've got to be kidding me! The author I admired was this guy? Also, there's no way I can stop the report. After all, I'm just a weak man, right, Toritaka-san? I'm so sorry. Toritaka finally slumped over in despair, unable to say another word. Horyuchi-san, it's been a while. Sorry for not contacting you sooner. A month had passed since I rejoined the Love Romance Cooperative, and I finally had a chance to meet up with Horyuchi-san again.
No worries. You were busy, right? Was it because you were in the middle of a new manuscript?
That's part of it, but actually, I went back to work. I hadn't told Horyuchi-san about my new job yet. I was about to explain when...
Oh my! Horyuchi-san! Fancy seeing you here! Yokuno-san? What are you doing here?
Just as I was about to explain, we were interrupted by someone approaching us with a sneer. I could tell by Horyuchi-san's reaction that this wasn't someone she wanted to see.
I'm here for a date, of course. And what about you? Trying to cozy up to another guy? I'm not. standing up for yourself now because you've got someone to back you up? Hey, handsome. Want me to let you in on a secret?
Yokuno batted her eyelashes at me, trying to look cute as she leaned closer.
She's disabled, you know. You wouldn't be able to tell just by looking, right? That's how she gets guys to feel sorry for her. You better watch out. She's just playing you.
With an exaggerated fake expression of concern, she insulted Horiuchi-san. I see. So you're saying that because you can't believe she has a disability, you're accusing her of lying.
Exactly. I mean, look at her. There's nothing wrong with her. She's tricking you.
Her condition is real. In fact, she confided in me about it. I don't believe she's lying. Everyone has their own struggles, ones that might not be visible.
Yuzuru-san.
That was the same thing Horiuchi-san had said to me the other day. Her words had saved me. I decided to tell Horiuchi-san everything. Meeting you gave me the courage to move forward. I realized that I couldn't keep running away. For so long, I felt ashamed of leaving my job, like I was a coward. It kept weighing on me, no matter what I did. Writing was the only thing that made me feel okay, like I could forget my weakness. The dream I had cherished of becoming a novelist eventually became just a way to escape reality. Even after my health stabilized with iron supplements, I kept turning down the chance to come back. Yokuno-san, was it? Yakumo told me all about you.
What? How do you know about Yakumo-san?
He's my best friend, and we used to work together. He also told me about how you've been dumping your work on Horiuchi-san. That's been reported to headquarters.
What? But I'm the cute one. How can she get more attention than me? It's not fair.
Yokuno's strong desire for approval had driven her to jealousy over the attention Horiuchi-san received.
Yokuno-san, will this be enough proof for you? What is this? Have you never seen one before? It's a disability certificate. Now you can believe me, right?
The certificate had been issued to Horiuchi-san by the government, confirming her status as a person with a disability. She had been hired by Love Romance Cooperative through their disability employment program.
I've met plenty of people like you before. People who refuse to believe me because they think I'm lying. I have a heart condition. There's no cure, and it affects my daily life in ways you can't see. But I don't blame you. I understand that you probably have your own struggles that I can't see.
But, she says, and glares at Yakuno.
From now on, I need you to promise that you won't do anything that would inconvenience our customers. I'm so sorry.
And so, Yakuno Kyuka deeply apologized to Horiuchi-san. She admitted that her jealousy had led her to push work onto Horiuchi-san and received a formal warning from headquarters. Later, she confessed her feelings to Yakumo, but was immediately rejected. Unable to bear the shame, she left the company soon after. As for Toritaka Jushi, who had been overworking Horiuchi-san with tasks outside her role, he was demoted. Removed from his position in sales, he took over the bento deliveries that Yakuno had vacated. However, while making deliveries, he got into an accident because he was texting and driving. The company demanded he pay damages, and he was fired. Meanwhile, the branch manager, who had known about all this and failed to act, was also dismissed. I'm the former branch manager. I deserve better than this. But his Asian pride made finding a new job difficult, and he soon found himself in dire straits. After that, I confessed my feelings to Horiuchi-san, and we officially started dating.
Oh, by the way, I read your latest book, Yuzuru-san. It was amazing. The way the protagonist empathizes with others because of his own past pain. It really resonated with me.
Thank you, Nozomi. Maybe I won't tell her just yet that I based that character on her. By the way, I've been continuing to write novels, even after returning to Love Romance Cooperative, though I'm taking it slow. Yuzuru, Nozomi-san, congratulations! Thanks, Shoryu. I'll be counting on you as my best friend, as always. Everyone has unseen struggles or past they carry with them. But by trying to imagine what others are going through, the world might just become a little better.